calm down, man. I don't want none of that." That was the energy in the beginning. Light, casual, almost harmless. But if you've been watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta long enough, you already know one thing. Harmless words never stay harmless. They always grow teeth. They always turn into drama. Rashida was expected to show up soon, and the vibe seemed good. Jock was talking about enjoying the trip, looking forward to spending time with Kendra, and trying to play it cool. On paper, it sounded simple. Puerto Rico, cocktails, ocean views, and maybe just a little shade thrown in here and there. But the second Kendra's name came up, the whole air in the room changed. It wasn't just a vacation anymore. It was the setup for a storm. Picture it. Puerto Rico, paradise, sun shining, palm trees swaying, the kind of place you'd expect peace. But instead of peace, we got tension so thick you could slice it with a knife. This was supposed to be a reset trip. Time to let go of grudges, enjoy family, and breathe. But in Love and Hip Hop, the producers never book a trip without making sure the baggage arrives too. And this time, the baggage was heavy. Kirk came into the trip with his usual straight face. He plays the poker player role well, calm, collected, acting like nothing phases him. But anyone who knows his history knows better. That man always has something hiding behind that calm smile. His reputation? It's cracked, broken, and patched up with apologies that nobody really believes anymore. People say Kirk can make a simple dinner feel like an FBI investigation, and they're not lying. If his name comes up, it's never about giving back to the community or setting a good example. It's about betrayal. It's about secrets. It's about another situation that makes Rashida roll her eyes so hard she could power Atlanta's streetlights. On the other side was Jock, the comedian, the lovable wild card, but also the man who's no stranger to headlines. Too many kids, too many exes, too many messy situations that somehow always circle back to him. But when you push Jock, you don't just get pushback. You get an explosion. He's not the type to hold hands and sing peace songs. He's the type to flip the whole table when he feels disrespected. So, put those two together, Jock and Kirk, in Puerto Rico, with Kendra's name floating in the middle. That's not just a recipe for drama. That's a fire hazard. At first, things even looked wholesome. Jock brought his brother Whammy to the Next Level Boys Academy. They were mentoring young men, talking about growth, crying about mistakes, hugging it out. It was emotional. It was beautiful. For a second, it almost looked like redemption. And then, like always, reality TV reminded us, whenever someone starts crying about growth, the disaster is already around the corner. Because no sooner did Jock dry his eyes, the conversation swerved back to Puerto Rico. And just like that, the vibe flipped. No more brotherhood speeches. No more tears. Just tension. Jock wasn't about to play referee. He made that clear. He wasn't holding hands. He wasn't calming people down. He wasn't here to babysit grown men who can't keep their issues in check. But while Jock was putting up walls, Kirk tried to slide into the role of diplomat, smiling, acting calm, trying to play the bigger man. That's when Jock's eyes narrowed. Because to him, it didn't look like peace. It looked like betrayal. And then he dropped the line that turned paradise into a war zone. "You spent the night with my wife. You had a relationship with Kendra." Silence. That wasn't just a casual dig. That was a nuclear bomb. In this world, accusing your so-called friend of being with your wife is the ultimate sin. And with Kirk's history, who could really say they were surprised? This is the same man who once got caught in the most embarrassing way possible. The same man who's basically built a whole brand on being unfaithful and apologizing later. So when Jock made that accusation, half the viewers at home didn't say, "No way." They said, "Well, it's Kirk. Wouldn't be the first time." The look on Kirk's face was priceless. A mix of fake outrage and real panic. That, "How dare you accuse me" energy fighting with the, "Oh God, what if he knows something" fear. And then he did the guilty man's classic move. He laughed. That nervous, hollow laugh that doesn't fool anyone. And while he was laughing, fans online were already cooking. Twitter blew up. Memes started dropping before the scene even finished airing. One person wrote, "Kirk couldn't stay faithful if you locked him in a church with no Wi-Fi." Another meme showed Jock yelling with the caption, "When you realize your bro might be your stepson's new stepdaddy." Harsh, but accurate. The whispers kept coming too. Screenshots, blurry DMs, late-night pull-up messages. Nothing confirmed, but enough smoke to make people wonder about the fire. And that's the thing about love and hip-hop. Rumors spread faster than truth, and receipts, real or fake, always find their way online. So here we are. What started as a dream vacation turned into a trial by fire. Puerto Rico stopped being paradise. It became a courtroom, with Kirk as the defendant, Jock as the prosecutor, Kendra as the evidence, and Rashida sitting front row with the look of a woman who's too tired to be surprised. And trust me, this was just the beginning. By now, the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. Jock leaned forward, eyes blazing, demanding answers. "Tell me straight, did you or did you not spend the night with my wife?" Kirk deflected, laughing it off, mumbling about brotherhood and trust. But let's be honest, in reality TV, if you don't fight to clear your name, people assume you're guilty. Fans went full CSI. Instagram Lives broke it down frame by frame. TikToks dissected every expression on Kirk's face. Reddit threads became investigations. And the most brutal part? Even when Kendra denied everything, her hesitation gave Jock just enough doubt to spiral. Because in this game, even the strongest denial sounds like an admission if you don't say it right. And poor Rashida, once again dragged into mess she never asked for, sitting there arms crossed, eyes rolling so hard they could have powered the villa's lights. Her look wasn't even anger anymore. It was exhaustion. The face of a woman who's seen this play out 100 times and already knows how it ends. The internet was on fire. Teams were forming. Team Jock, Team Kirk, Team Kendra. Hashtags like SirKendragate. Comment sections turning into essays. And producers? Oh, they were loving it. Word spread that unused footage of Kirk and Kendra standing too close at an after-party was sitting in the vault, ready to air if needed. Coincidence? Please. Nothing on this show is coincidence. Off-camera, things got darker. Sources whispered that Jock and Kendra had a screaming match later that night. She swore nothing happened, but her silence in the wrong moments kept fueling suspicion. Meanwhile, Kirk went into damage control, telling anyone who'd listen that Jock was overreacting. But with his history, nobody was buying it. His reputation wasn't just bad, it was radioactive. By the end of the trip, the cast was split. Some sided with Jock, claiming they'd seen shady behavior too. Others defended Kirk, saying jealousy was clouding judgment. But the truth? The damage was done. Friendships shattered, marriages cracked, trust burned to ash. As the sun set over Puerto Rico, Jock stormed off. Kirk sulked. Rashida rolled her eyes. Kendra clung to whatever scraps of her marriage were left. But the fight was bigger than all of them now. Because in this world, scandals don't end when the cameras stop. They live online, fueled by fans, receipts, and rumors. So what's next? Will Jock walk away from his marriage? Will Rashida finally cash in her "I'm done" card? Will Kendra keep defending her loyalty? Or will more receipts surface? One thing is certain, the fallout is only getting started. Because in love and hip-hop, paradise never stays peaceful. The beaches may sparkle, the cocktails may flow, but the ugliest truths always find their way to the surface. And in Puerto Rico, those truths just blew everything apart.